So, I'm at my home here in Ann Arbor, and I'm experiencing the usual hacking circumstances in my own home. And may I demonstrate our paid for Comcast Xfinity service. $72 Mbps, huh? This is a unique example in which I am not using a public Wi-Fi, but in the privacy of my own home. And so let's see if this second attempt will allow me to upload a video reflecting a political scandal of a marijuana decrease in Detroit, Michigan, but an increase in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where I experienced so much crime of various kinds, but most consistently, in particular, for this demonstration, cyberspace crime. Now, immediately, where we at? I must note, though, that this is one of my Google accounts. As you can see there, verimberganzi4@gmail.com. And I do believe that it has been taken over by a law enforcement hacker, because I have a lot of video proofs that I intend to upload that will demonstrate and show illegal activity that is most likely the consequent use of advanced technology specific to an agency comparable to either a university or a law enforcement agency, and video footage of actual unlawful surveillance and harassment by police of my movement about the city of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Because of my intent to upload these videos and my possession of them. And how would they know of my intent and my possession of these videos? Because they can see everything on my screen right now that you can see with the device or devices that make up this federally protected equipment known as a Stingray apparatus. And yes, you can actually feel the radiation from the Stingray device if the law enforcement has promoted a setup circumstance in which something you've consumed or drank has been tainted with ink and or an electromagnetic conducting substance. some of which remain in your system for an indefinite amount of time, and others your kidneys are able to flush out sooner than later. But depending upon what that chemical is, regardless, when it's at a peak serum level in your vascular system, in simple terms, your bloodstream, they can use various energy devices to create burning sensations, shock sensations, and intense pressure upon your head and other body parts and organs. In addition to control your device, not only directly with their federal law guarded makeup of advanced technology equipment that can intercept the information of your smart device or computer that would be necessary to take control over it. And they intercept that information via your use of public Wi-Fi, and apparently, given this demonstration, your private Wi-Fi use in your own home. Now, yes. It does sound a little extreme and more than interesting. However, I just happen to have a brand new, powerful, and very capable smartphone that I purchased recently, which has Verizon service, the most expensive and reliable network in the country. And I will make a follow-up video to this video in which you'll be able to see a recording that I make of the same type of hacking conduct that interferes with my ability to upload videos that hold law enforcement and municipalities, in particular the ones in Washtenaw County, Michigan, accountable. So what's the chances of that? Uploading videos to my YouTube accounts on both Wi-Fi, strong signal paid for by Comcast Xfinity. Isn't that a leading telecommunication service? And also Verizon 4G LTE smartphone cellular internet connection service. What's the chances of that? Ann Arbor is indeed a university town. So there's a lot of research in the air. And scapegoating by looking for the least accountable explanation for phenomena or weird problems that are experienced in weird circumstances. Now, this This video is uploading much faster than my previous attempt there, as you see. Failed upload. So I really got the hackers coming and going, because if they allow the video to take, it still shows a failed attempt. And you'll still see the failed attempt on my smartphone. If they don't allow it to take, then you'll have to be the judge. About the security and the reliability of your subscription to internet service. See? And I will show you something else, just to be sure. This is the account. It's been hacked in the fact that none of my backup codes work. They've somehow disarmed my backup codes, and that's a provision that I require to access the account. So I'll have to host a complaint with Google to make them aware that it's been unlawfully taken over, which I've been slow to getting around doing because I got so many other circumstances and proof that I'm working through. But here you are, the same account, and all the apps are up to date. And as I showed you, the Wi-Fi signal is healthy. I'll go further to prove you better turn that Bluetooth off. There's this guy who studied and developed something really interesting at MIT named Maurice, sorry. Is it Maurice? Bertrand? It's called pocket forwarding programming, and that's how hackers that don't have the equipment that law enforcement has remotely turn on your Bluetooth antenna and send programmed directions to your device to control it. Ongoing with more instruction to gain more and more control of the device. Often for a prolonged period of time in which you are unaware of, and a significant amount of your privacy and important information has been compromised. But that's another video. See? I'm in the neighborhood. See? Now, I'm going to go about this way. Now, that same video I have on this device, and I made an attempt to upload it on this service. So, here we have a data connection. Uh, See that 4G LTE? So now, I'll take this video with imperfections. Sorry. I gotta go to the gallery. Huh. And then, oh dear. How did I make that video? I made it. Ah. There it is. It's only 75.20 megabytes. As you see, the date is today. I made it less than an hour ago. Share that. Make it so, number one. And this is what the video is about. So it does have a political standing. And it's off. And that's okay. I have fingerprint access to me. Now look, I tried uploading this video, which I entitled Detroit, Michigan's Medical Marijuana Supply Being Compromised, so that the Ann Arbor of Michigan could have more state of Michigan license for more dispensaries of marijuana for the students of the University of Michigan and the considerably smaller community population of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And those are two failed upload attempts. Now clearly I have internet service, 4G internet service, independent of Wi-Fi service, or this wouldn't even be making an attempt to upload on YouTube. Just so happens that there is mention in this video of whom I've reasoned to have, well, there is mention of two people in this video whom I've reasoned to have something to do perhaps with the politics that is limiting the medical marijuana supply for the Detroit metropolitan area in favor of making more licenses for medical marijuana dispensaries available in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a much smaller town, with what one would assume would be a much less need and market for the medication. Is medical marijuana the new Adderall? Why does there need to be expanding large medical marijuana dispensaries in small Ann Arbor, Michigan? Well, look there. Failed upload. Again. And it just so happens that this is another one of my Google accounts. This isn't the same one. I just uploaded Tor. I thought maybe that might help, but it's been my experience that it doesn't really compare to the much stronger and sophisticated and advanced equipment of what most probably is Washtenaw County and Ann Arbor, Michigan law enforcement. So there, Varenberg Ghazi 5, another one of my Google accounts. The same problem, really? All apps are up to date, including the YouTube. I'll get them up eventually. It's what I do. You be the judge about the validity